Welcome to the Dead Bedroom Revival Podcast. My name is Curry, your host, and I'm very, very excited to be making this episode because today is a breakthrough day for you guys, and it's going to be a breakthrough day because I'm going to try and dissect something that hopefully when you understand this, it will give you the power to transform your sexless relationship. And I mean this because it's one of the most really just overlooked things when it comes to the relationship. I think for most men, when you get into that sort of situation, when you everybody tries to give themselves the reputation of being studs to be able to fuck and be able to satisfy a woman. You know, we got all the stereotypes that we want to live up to. So when we end up in a sexless relationship, it's very hard to confide within our friends and family and partners and really try and find out how they may have resolved this. So we find ourselves in what podcast and reading books, asking Google and trying to find out all this information. And unfortunately, the information that's being given out is quite destructive. So if you're anything like me, I've tried some of the information on there, and usually it was 2 steps forward. You feel like you've made some momentum, but really you've made 10 steps back. So stuff like where they talk about it, say you need to sit them down and then talk about it. No, don't ever do that. What's the other one? You need to go and work out and have a 6-pack. So, that way they'll be attracted to you. Yes, to a certain extent, but still, if you've got shitty behavior, you don't know how to seduce, it's worthless because she's already around people that have got 6-packs and people that could potentially fuck her if you wanted to. So that's not the resolution to that, thing. So one of the things that we can actually harness and use is the actual rejection. So, and what I mean by this is the fact that, and if any of you ever do public speaking, that what I did right there is an important piece. It's where it's called building the tension. And again, when you are doing seduction and you're talking to your wife, always put a level of tension. So what I said was, you need to embrace rejection. So now your mind is going, whoa, why do I need to embrace rejection now? If you give me a moment, then I'll say to you. So I'm sorry to have to disrupt it like that, but I thought that was a lesson in there. And I wanted to just, like I said, this is going to be one of those episodes where I'm just going to deliver stiff stuff that you're going to be able to use practically straight away. So again, delivering tension, that's huge. I'm going to move from that. That's another episode. If you want to see that episode, go to my Instagram, which is Curry Mahamba, or type in Dead Bedroom Revival, and then send me a message and say, can you make an episode about that? Anyway, so embracing rejection. This is a very important concept that I even dissected today in a Facebook group. And it's to do with, I don't know if any of you have watched a film called Waterboy. One of my favorite films. Probably watched it at least 50 times. And my wife, every time I see it, she's like, no, don't. And because she knows that once I say it, it's like one of those, I can't unsay it. And I have to watch it. And I will laugh at it with same amount of vigor as the first time I watched it, because it's one of those films. It's so stupid, it's so entertaining, it's so easy, it's like easy to watch. But there's one thing that is quite smart about it, is that the guy who's playing it is Adam Sandler, I think, and he's playing this child or boy who's got special needs, and he's always been the water boy. So he serves these American footballers water, and he's been doing this for many years. But for those many years, he's just been receiving all these insults. And as he's been receiving all these insults, they were all building up inside of him until one time he was on the football pitch. Some kid insults him, and then the coach says, are you going to allow him to insult you? Then he goes, no, and then he gives him the license to go and tackle him. He charges in, and then he tackles this guy, And then all of a sudden, the coach goes, "Oh my God, you're amazing. You could potentially play for us." So he says, "Can you do that stuff? Can you really go and do this tackling thing?" And then all of a sudden, the kid is like, "Yeah, I can play football." And then all of a sudden, he starts trying to play football. And for him to be effective in that football, the opposite side would have to insult him. And when he insults him, they call the tackling field. So every insult would become tackling field. And then this kept happening, and they kept winning games. And the really moral of the story of this is that we face a lot of rejection. We face issues with our spouse, and it's very common that when you face that kind of rejection consistently, you take it upon yourself and think it's you that's being rejected. Really, the default is not wanting to have sex. But at the same time, when we do take it on ourselves, you can quite easily start self-destructing. When you start feeling unworthy, unattractive, unloved, you go into a shell and start self-destructing. And it's quite common that most guys that I talk to, they are so beaten up because they've been self-destructing for such a long period of time that could have been a season in her life, but it's been extended because you have self-destructed for so long that you are now unattractive. And that's really, really important, that you have to understand this, that when you self-destruct, that prolongs the sexless relationship. And even if you had opportunities for it to happen, because you've hit the self-destruct button, you're not in a position to be able to take advantage of the situation. So it is very, very important to be able to take that rejection, which is just energy. Because if you think about it, sexual desire is energy. If you take that energy and then you harness it and then push it towards something that is productive to you, I can promise you that will make you much, much stronger. So for me, already, if it's your first time listening to this podcast, welcome. Thank you very much. I love Muay Thai, and a lot of my energy goes towards Muay Thai. My child is off school at the moment because they've shut the schools for a week, so it's a week off. I'll spend time, we'll go to the zoo. I'll take it for maybe roller skating. We just went for a run today, and there's that so much energy, but it means that I'm engaged as a dad, and I spend time with my wife. Even though we're not having sex, I'm still kind, I'm still courteous, I'm still doing things as though we are having sex, because I've been harnessed that rejection energy, I've harnessed that sexual energy into something that's going to be productive, that's going to make me happy, make myself happy, which is important, and also make my child happy and make my wife happy. Because the other part about it is that it's easy to point and say it's them doing it to us, but it's just her default. There's things in her mind, there's things in emotions that are blocking or suppressing the sexual desire, and it's up to us to not self-destruct and then continue piling on the thing that's suppressing her sexual desire. So again, this is, like I said, this is stuff that I would normally charge for and get you to pay before I can give you this information. But today I feel a little bit generous, and hopefully like your mind is like, holy shit, harnessing rejection is one of the pathways to really transforming a relationship. So hopefully that's been as exciting for you as it's been exciting for me. And I'm really glad that you've been here with us. And if you want to learn more of this, go to www.deadbedroomrevival.com, and then we'll be taking you through some of these classes in more in depth, and we'll show you what it's like to have the tools to be able to increase the frequency in your passion and lovemaking with your partner. So that's fantastic. I'm really excited to be having to deliver this for you guys. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Take care.